welcome, greetings, and salutations. I am, well, of course, live again. And this time it's gonna be a little bit of a mess, at least in the beginning. And I'm gonna try and put on some music, at least in background, that if I am quiet, that it's not, just crickets and dead silence. So I'm gonna try and set up that quickly. That might be a bit too quiet. I hope that's not too loud. I think it's okay. Maybe one quieter. I think that's okay. I think that's okay. If it is a bit too loud, I'll probably just turn it down if the music gets a little bit louder or something, but I hope it's okay. So, in this video, it has been kind of brewing in the back of my mind that I have art supplies that I was supposed to make a video of. And that video was supposed to be like testing art supplies I got at the store. And I deleted most of the footage. So what I have is alive. I thought I could at least do this in a live and get kind of the experience I wanted out of it. So that being said, we are gonna work in this chunky, and I mean chunky, sketchbook of mine. And I mean it is absolutely chunky. Like it's hard to draw on it sometimes, but I think it will work for what I'm going to do today, because I'm just gonna try and find an open page here. It is really full, but like some pages like this, which is supposed to be like a character design stuff, I haven't done this like in a really long time. So I want to finish this sketchbook and kind of fill these like blank spaces. There are only like this and this one, which was supposed to be for this video maybe. We have these pages, which was supposed to be, if you can see that, like for my own character, but I think I'm just gonna scrap that idea and use it for this video. And maybe it'll work, I'm gonna try that. But we have these two pages, which we'll just say is the first, spread. And then we have, if I can get there, this one, which was just random open pages. So which one do you guys think would work the best for testing out like new art supplies? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Maybe, I don't know. 1 or 2. But it's basically the same. This one is just a bit, backer or back, not backer, that's not a word. Back in a sketchbook. If you can see, like it's a few pages like randomly. So it is a bit, yeah, it's all empty. Like it's basically the same. It's just like this one is really far, well, not far, but back enough in the sketchbook, and this one is a bit, So I don't know, maybe I think 2 would be nice, because it is going to be a little bit flatter, because I mean this thing is chunky. It is really chunky, and it's one of those, so the pages rip a lot. So I might do 2, because I mean it is, I think, better than, yeah, I think I'm going to do 2. It's probably going to be a bit better since it's a bit more flat, and it can stay open a bit more. The other one, it lifts up a bit. So yeah, I think I'm going to use this. And kind of what I wanted to do was, I have a new sketchbook that I'm working in, and I'll show you guys. It is kind of what I'm going to do, I think, maybe in this sketchbook. It's this. Like that. If you can see, like this crazy color explosion stuff. That is kind of what I'm going to do. This is collage, but I kind of want to go for like this effect, like colorful and all over the place because the art supplies are kind of all over the place. So, for example, one like art supply I want to test today is these. They are glitter pens, and I have had them before, and they work really well. So I do have like older ones, I think somewhere here on my very messy table. But right now I really want to use the new ones because they are juicy and smooth. So that is like one of this. And then highlighters. But look at the pretty colors. And I'm really excited for this. When I bought these, I actually searched like stores for sticky notes that kind of like match the colors, and I got like really close. I mean, the purple is a little bit lighter and the pink as well. The yellow is like a little bit more yellow or neon. And the blue as well, it's a bit more like lighter, the sticky notes. But I think it kind of matches. So yeah, I want to use like this, and I think somewhere, here. These, they are, I hope it states, I've forgotten what they are or what they're called. Soft pastels, which I've never worked with at all. And they are really pretty colors and stuff. So I really want to use them, or at least try and use them and test them, and maybe like see if they work on top of like paint and stuff. But those are like some of the stuff we're going to test today. I need to catch my breath. Wow. But yeah. And I do want to, I kind of have a plan. It's a bit all over the place, but I do have a plan. Like I haven't planned out a drawing or anything, and ignore that. That was just like a bit for a video. It's not supposed to be there. Wait, this is an eraser. I made a stamp out of it. I'm just going to use that to erase that, and hopefully it doesn't show through everything I'm going to do. Maybe, hopefully. I think it's gone. Okay, so open page. And open page, always the scariest part. And now I don't know where to start. Well, we might as well start with the most confusing part for me, which is this. Oil pastel, or well, oil color, not pastel, oil color. Now, I know absolutely nothing about oil colors. I know that they they dry very slowly, so I might actually do this last since they dry very slowly. But I don't know. I've never worked with them, and I don't know how they're going to react on page, because I have swatched some of the supplies, like back, I think it's here. Here, like that's the pastel pens, the soft pastel pencils and the glitter paints and stuff. I tried testing them out on black paper. As you can see, they did absolutely nothing. But I did not test the paints, so hopefully it doesn't bleed through. This is just like planning pages and stuff. Hopefully it doesn't bleed through. Hopefully, I hope. But I do have like this, which is like supposed to be neon colors, and they do not work on black paper. I tested it. They're fine lighters, so maybe that, maybe not. I don't know. And I still don't know what to start with. Maybe I'm just gonna like take these and start with that, because they are like soft and would probably cover a big page or a big part of the page. And I'm gonna choose pink. No, blue. This blue. I don't know what color that would be, but it's very pretty. And I'm gonna try and cover that. It's the subscribe that I wrote. As you can see, like it goes on really well, and it blends out quite a lot. If you can hear noises, that's my rabbit doing everything she's not supposed to. Like you can see, it blends really easily, at least with, well, a finger. It's not supposed to be using a finger, but it's fine. So it'll smudge a lot, I guess. So that's at least something. But I wonder if it can go like over highlighters. And again, I don't have a plan for this, so I'm just gonna do something and hope. Oh, that's an interesting effect. So when the highlighter is still wet, it makes like darker spots, which do not blend out. So that might be something to work with. Like if I work quickly enough and do that over it, look at the effect it does. And it doesn't really blend out or rub off or anything. So that might be something to play with. Maybe. I think what would happen if we... Again, this is just like testing out Art Splice and seeing what they do. Ah, okay. Okay, it does come off on the pencil a little bit, but I think, yeah, it's easy to rub off, at least. But that's also a pretty interesting effect. But before I get too carried away, I'm gonna try and cover a little bit of space here. So I'm gonna get out my blue, which is under a lot of stuff. It's blue touch markers, but getting there was it's going to be a bit wobbly, so I do apologize. It's going to shake a lot, the camera, or at least a bit. Everything is heavier. Okay, everything is quite heavy to carry. I'm just gonna place it on the floor. Okay. These are touch markers. I've used them quite a lot, and I'm just gonna use this one. Let's see if it works. Okay, it works still well. So I'm just gonna try and cover a bit of the space. There is someone I still watch sometimes, and what she says is get the scaries out, which is an amazing thing to say. So, yeah. Hi, Sonic! Welcome and greetings and salutations to this very messy sketchbook page. I'm going to choose a darker one. This, again, soft pastel, so going to blend a lot, which is okay. It's quite a pretty color, actually. But my finger's gonna be a mess. I might have... Where's my blenders? I have pencil blenders somewhere here, but I've lost track of where I placed them. Maybe a brush will work. Let's test it with this brush. Maybe it will work, maybe not. Let's see. Kind of. It kind of brushes it away, so it kind of like causes it to stay, but I don't like that effect. So brush does not work. Let's see if we make it a dark spot. If it kind of disappears, but at least it stays a little bit. I'm gonna take another touch marker that's a bit darker and just place it over a few spaces. Oh, and of course the highlighter. At least the touch marker does not bleed onto the marker, which is a nice thing. Then I know I could at least use it freely without worrying. Right now I'm using a lot of blue. I might start using a little bit of pink. And like I said, I do kind of have a plan that I want to use for this page or spread, maybe a spread, I don't know. And that's kind of like a water sheen, because a lot of the stuff is either blue or could be coral or whatever. So I might just plan out a little bit with this, because, other colors could go over the marker, especially the soft pastel. Maybe that could be like a coral or something. And maybe the purple would look nice. Now I have to remember how a coral looks. I'm gonna search up a reference just quickly of how coral looks. Because I am not going to take a chance trying to draw coral without a reference. Otherwise, it's going to be like coral from an alien planet, and I do not want that. I kind of want not realistic, but you know, recognizable at least. That's all I really want. Okay, this one is actually, there is one that looks kind of like it. There is one that I've drawn quite a few times, and it looks like feathers, basically. I'm gonna try doing that with the yellow. Again, this is just very rough planning, not very specific. I want this to be messy. Whoa, that shows up. That shows up really well, actually. That's actually not bad. Okay. I might add just a full color there to make it a bit more noticeable. That might work, yeah. Okay, that might work. Might. I'll see. Then over that, I could always maybe go with this if it shows up. Ooh, that's from my finger. It is. Okay. Do not use your blending finger to blend out yellow. It does not work. Maybe I can just clean my finger a bit. Nope. My finger is gonna be black tomorrow. Or at least purple. Hopefully it washes off. What was I busy with? Oh, coral. There is, I did not get a green like highlighter. I should have. I really should have. But I didn't. I should have. I'm trying to think. Maybe a pink again. Just gonna move this a bit. Yeah, this could work. Okay, that looks good. I might take this and just add it. Wait, where's my lighter blue? Here. I might just take this and add it over everything. I do not want to add it over the yellow, so I'm just gonna maybe, no, it'll be fine. At least I would be making green. And I do not have a green highlighter, so that might actually be something I play around with. There you go. Again, very rough, just random. I might take a little bit of a darker blue because this is standing out quite a lot. And just try and like kind of not blend it in, but at least kind of make it just a little bit less in your face, you know? Here, this color might actually work a bit. That is extremely dark. Why is that black? That is not black. Why is that black? Why? This is supposed to be Parisian blue. Why is it black? Okay, that's not gonna work. This might work. Okay, yeah, that's the color I was looking for. I'm gonna have to try and cover that. I do not want to go over that with another touch marker because I'm afraid that it's going to bleed through, and I do not want to ruin it, like this whole page. You can already see it's like, sorry, my hand is like covered in that's paint. That is paint that I was busy with something else before this, but that is already bleeding through, and that's just like one layer. So I'm gonna try and not work with touch marker too much because it will bleed through. It is an alcohol marker, so it is understandable. I'm gonna see if I add a little bit. Ooh, I'm gonna use the thicker point. Okay, that's looking a bit better at least. At least I'll find a way to hide that somehow. I might start adding a little bit of, well, I need to finish the background. I'm gonna use this. That is gray. I'm gonna use another color. Maybe the backside is a bit, nope, that's still gray. I really need to go through my touch markers. They are not organized. This is a very pretty color. It is a bit dark. Just by, you know, a little bit. And dry. I'm gonna have to put that back. This might work. Yep, that could work to at least blend this out a bit more. I can always add like a little bit of dark here. Okay, maybe like that. A little bit of outline, why not? This is gonna, I'm just gonna do it randomly. I'll figure it out later. At least I do have a paint that could go over this, so many mistakes like this one, I might just do that, will be able to be hidden by it, I hope. There. A little bit of outline, just to make it a bit more, you know, looking better. Now I have to figure out what to do with this. Oh, I just got an idea. Okay, I got an idea. I'm just gonna leave that for now. I got an idea, but I need to finish the background first. I'm looking for a light color. Do not be gray. It's very dark. Okay, that's a bit too dark. I think this will be probably okay. It's a bit too dark still. Like you can see it, it's very close to this color. Like those two are the same color. I do not know how, but they are the same color apparently. So I'm gonna have to choose a new one. I'm literally just looking for a very light blue. But everyone I pull out is either gray or just a touch too dark. Though this one could work. Yeah, this one could work. Like it's a very greenish, like blue, but it could work for the background, at least like to finish it off. At least, kind of, sort of. I'm just gonna lift that up because I don't want to make everything blue. There you go. I'm gonna have to work over that. That is this, keeping it together. It's a staple, but I'm gonna have to work through that and over it. Basically, I'm not going to have to do, well, I'm not going to be able to do anything there, but we'll see. Okay, now this part is filled in. The part of the page is still open, but I do have kind of planned for that, so I'm just gonna leave it open, more or less. I'm gonna try and fill out like places of this just a little bit. Okay, so that's going to be the background. As you can see, really messy, but it'll all come together in a bit, hopefully. You know, this is all just hope. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can use some of like the glitter pens to add a little bit of detail to the coral, at least. Ooh, that stands out nicely. And that fell. Well, my floor is now covered in touch markers. I knew that was balancing on absolutely nothing. Hopefully it is. Okay. Sorry, I accidentally hit you guys. Yeah, my floor is now covered in touch markers. I'm just gonna leave that for later. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. I don't need to worry about it right now. If I need a blue color, I'm just going to have to look on the floor for a while. Okay, I'm just gonna readjust you guys. Okay, I think it's readjusted. Looking better. Okay, wait. Okay, so the background is done, more or less. I'm gonna try and find a blue color that could be used to cover that, or like some of it. But to find one, I'm gonna have to go under my desk. So give me a moment. Okay, one of these has to work. I just grabbed a handful of what I saw. Maybe this one? Ooh, maybe this one though. If it still works. Aggressively shakes it. Usually does. Nope. That is... Well, maybe. No, it's dead. I'm still gonna keep it though, because it does give a very light blue. If you can see, like, it's like a watered down Posca. So maybe I'm probably going to keep it though. Okay. We'll see. I'm probably going to keep it. I know it's kind of like dead and not doing what a Posca is supposed to do, but it still has some color in it. So I'm gonna keep it. Let's see what color this is. That is very dark. This? That is yellow. Why is that yellow? Jade? Okay, yeah, a jade is kind of like that color. This is also pretty dark. Almost black, but I might just add like between places. Just to give it a bit more variety. Not that there is absolutely not enough variety here, but yeah, there is absolutely enough variety here. I'm just, you know, it's a mess. Where did I put that color? Ah. Okay. Back to the coral. I'm just gonna readjust you guys a bit. There you go. I'll say the glitter pens work really nicely over the highlighter. This color specifically works well over the pink. Like it's good for detail. I can always do that for detail. I might play around with that a bit more, like try and draw like people or something, and use the highlighter for like the background and rough sketching, and this for like the lines over it, because it works really well. My one light went out. Wait, give me a second. And both went out. Yeah, my lights are gonna be kaput for a bit. They are a bit warm, so I might put them on later, but right now, at least they are okay. And yes, I do have 3 lights on when I go live, just so the lighting is, you know, a bit better than my room lighting. And like I said, these glitter pens work very smoothly and really just nicely, and they do dry like completely. They don't smudge as much. Well, if you let them dry, of course, but they do work really, really nicely. Oh, I might I do not remember. I think that was purple and this one was pink. I think. So I'm just gonna... This works really well, actually, over, like, everything. It does not, like, this color over every blue. Because sometimes when you, for example, touch markers, you saw how if I took that color over that, it made that color a little bit darker, but it didn't cover it like paint or anything like that. But this kind of does. It like covers a lot of it, which is really nice if you want to do something like this. And again, I'm just trying to make it kind of messy and a little bit rough. Because again, I do have the paint that I could go over with and add actual details. But for that, I need at least a little bit of a background. Okay, I think that's coming together. Just gonna add a little bit of dark spots here and there to this. Okay, so I just went off of what I drew before, like with the highlighter, but I am leaving some spaces open just for a little bit of variety, and I have learned to be a little bit loose, well, more loose with the things I draw. At least the like relaxing stuff I draw, like in my sketchbook, for example, that is a very good example for everything. This was actually where I learned to be a bit more loose with everything. Like, this is just a blob of like watercolor and then a black marker over it. And it was unplanned, like you do a random blob and then you draw over it with the black marker. So this was absolutely not planned, but it worked out really well because I was a bit more loose. So trying to be a bit more loose than usual. Okay, I think that's okay for now. It at least has some like variation. Now for the yellow, which there's two, well, three technically. There are three yellows. Why are there three yellows? Well, one is more like orange, I guess, but like this is not needed. In a pack of all this, there are four that are very like similar-ish. Why? They could have at least given like a darker green in place of like that. Because I mean, three is a bit of overkill. I'm gonna have to test each one out. I'm gonna start with the darker one and see if like if it is like orange, then I kind of understand, but okay, it is orange. Okay, I get it. I get it. That is understandable, but these two, I mean, okay, it's yellow, but it's like really similar to this. Which is okay, there's nothing wrong with that, but it is very, very similar to this. It's a little bit more orangey than I would like, but I don't know, we'll test the other one out in a bit. Oh yeah, this is technically like actual yellow. Because you can't see it on the yellow. It is like almost disappearing. You can see it a little bit. It's very similar to this one, so I don't get why these two are both in there, because they are basically the same. Basically. So I don't know why in a pack of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So like 13 colors, why there is two that are literally almost exactly the same. Like if you look there, those are two different colors there. Those two marks, like that, and that, two different colors. In a pack of 15, I think it was 15, maybe, I don't know. 15 colors, there are two that is exactly the same. Why is that necessary? They could have given a darker green at least, or like a lighter green maybe. Because this is the only green. And it's not even like, it's a dark green. So they could have removed this one and added it with another green. I won't complain too much because they do work really well. So you can't, have everything in the world, which is fine. Now for the purple coral. And I forgot what kind of coral that was. I'm just gonna make it similar to the pink one. This is a very dark purple, which is fine. It's better than having a light purple and nothing else. Okay, that's looking interesting so far. I might do exactly what I did on the pink and just add like darker spots here and there, maybe. Yeah. You can't really see the purple over there. There is purple, but it's kind of like hidden because of the dark mark that I put there, which I am kind of regretting, but it's fine. We'll make it work. We can hide it with paint. But I do like the gel pens, and these are well, new, so they work really smoothly. Better than the ones that is still on the floor. I'll have to clean that up later. I'm just gonna take, I think this is gray, so I might not use that. Oh, it's a grayish blue, so nope, that is gray. I made one mark and knew exactly it was gray. That's kind of a nice color. I might make like a little bit of watery marks with it, because it will disappear kind of, It is a soft pastel for a reason. Ooh, you know, that gave me an idea. You see that? A fish silhouette. That could be interesting to add around. And yeah, I just ruined it by basically blending it out, but it's fine. It's fine. It could be just like a rough shape, you know? Like there's a silhouette of fish, you know? And also, just gonna try and clean that hand later. Like a silhouette of fish could be nice. Maybe like one with the darker blue here. Like trying to hide the marks that I made there. Like just a few fish here and there. Because I do have kind of a plan for this. I do want to add... Oh, sorry. I hit you guys. There. I fixed you guys. I do want to add actual fish, like here and there maybe. Because as... Like just a reminder... I have this still to test. Well, I have I have tested them out, but I do have an idea for them. So I still want to use them. But that is for later. I'm just gonna add a bigger silhouette here of the fishes. And just blend it out a bit. There you go. Okay. And I'm gonna use this color as well. And just a few more around. Okay, like you can see the vision coming together. I hope you can, because I cannot. But like it's like all over the place. Okay. Now I guess we can test out if these maybe work. And see how good I work. Because they only have like, if you can see, like there's only one blue. And that's like a dark, very, very dark blue. You can see that's very dark. It is. It's very dark. Maybe I can add like a few things going around. I've already added it, so I'm just gonna have to go with it, you know? There's no plan. Well, there is a little bit of a plan, but not a lot of a plan. So I'm just gonna do what I do best. And try. Okay, that's looking a bit more messy and nice. I'm gonna try and fix the mess that is over here. And kind of something that I do want to do is blend it out into colors. So I'm going to start with, for example, this color, which is like a purpley color, and just like, you know, blend it into this. Okay, so that's the purple. And maybe a bit of blue. Well, it's not blue, it's red. I'm not going to add too much of that because I do not want it to take over everything. But it's looking a bit more interesting, I guess. Just gonna add a few colors here and there to try and make it blend out a bit more, you know? I got quite a few of these colors, like basically the whole spectrum. So yeah, there are quite a few to work through, but I might not use all the pinks. I got quite a few pinks, which was unnecessary, but I do like pink, so. Now for the greens. Okay, I'm not gonna try and add too much green because I do not have a green sticky note. I do have yellow, so, oh, that's not yellow. Yeah, it's close enough. Okay, so that's, I think, maybe all the colors I'm gonna use, because that which is left is, maybe just these two I think is left. Then we can move on to the kind of the fun part, but it's gonna take a while. Because I do want to add collage to this, so but cutting out the stuff is usually a thing that takes long. If you see me like doing something, I'm trying to work on this page as well, because I'm trying to make it blend out, so yeah. But I do not want to do this the whole time, so if you see me doing something or hearing something, and it looks like this. It's probably because I'm doing something on the other page. Maybe a bit of like dots could be nice here and there, because it does quite stay on like this. So I might go back and just take a few of the colors that I used and just make a few lines, trying to create motion and movement into this. I might actually take the blue and add from, if I can grab it, these colors, and just like I did, movement, especially from these marks that I made. At least now I can get to a point where I can kind of blend them out, or, blend them a bit more in, and I can hide that mark that I made. Finally. But this is taking very long. It's kind of like stippling, I think is the word that you use for it. It's like that where you make a lot of dots till it creates a picture. Stippling. It is very satisfying to do, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. Something I do not have much of at all. Just trying to get that kind of blended out, but I should have really used a lighter color rather than that. But it's fine. We can maybe get it to a point where it's not so dark as it was in the beginning. Oh, right. I was busy doing this. It is looking a little bit more like blended out than it was before. It was a bit, all over the place. But it's getting a bit better now. Again, this is just like the background. It's not the main thing. The fun part is still coming. Okay, I think that is this color done, which is the dark blue. I'm just gonna see if it does. It does. Ooh, it does. Okay. So maybe I can add a little bit of lightness to this, or a lighter color, by doing that, which does look kind of cool. Okay, that kind of gave it like an interesting like texture. I'm gonna see if I can at least add a little bit of blue here. Okay, I might add just a few here as well. Oh, sorry, I've hit you guys again. This is another blue. It's a bit more like a greenish blue. I might just try and add it here. Okay, and a bit here. Okay, I think that is mostly everything that I'm going to do here, because I don't think the other colors would look really that good. You don't see them as well, so I might not add them as much on this. Maybe a little bit like here and there, but I don't know. The pink, good. Sorry, I've been hiccuping for a while, but I've been trying to keep it in. The pink, oh sorry, could look good. Going from this, like little spores in the wind. If they do not blend out too much. Because if they do, then it's kind of pointless. Okay. Hey, I might just take a yellow and do that around it. Like it's glowing, maybe? Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, there's some color missing here. Maybe this. And of course I am also adding it on this piece of page. Okay, I think that is this part done. Very colorful, very like all over the place. Now it's for the funner part, which is taking these and cutting blob-like shapes out of them, which is... It's going to be quite easy. I'm just gonna do 1 or 2 of each. Maybe I can get 2 out of this. And again, I know this is like a sticky note, so it's supposed to stick down and used for, well, notes. But I'm just gonna use it for a little bit of detail on this page. I found my scissors. Okay, so we're just gonna cut it out, and I'm just gonna make it random blobs. It does not need to be a specific like shape. I'm gonna try and at least make the bottom a little bit more flat, maybe. That it does at least look, you know, like a jellyfish head. Like that. Look how cute that's gonna look. Imagine like all the bits of a jellyfish. That's gonna look really good. The yellow stands out really like well over this, but we're still gonna do the other colors, or at least the colors that I do have. Okay, that's a bit a strange shape, so I'm just gonna round it out a bit. Okay, like I said, I'm only going to do 2, a bigger one and maybe a smaller one. Although I could do a really big one of one color and then the same color but really teeny tiny, like a baby. That could be cute, like a mother jellyfish and then a baby jellyfish. That could be very cute. I'm gonna do that. I made quite a big blob. I'm gonna round it out a bit more. Or not round out, but like bring the side in a bit. I might do it with these as well. Because right now they're looking more like blobs and not jellyfish. My phone is almost dead. I'm just gonna quickly get a charger and plug it in, so give me a moment. There you go. Okay, you guys are plugged in, and yes, I am using my phone to record. So it was like on 5%, and it went down to 4% in that much time. Okay, where were we? Oh, you're right, the baby. The baby. The baby. Okay. Maybe a bit smaller? It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We can always make them smaller, but we cannot make them bigger. Oh, that's gonna be so cute. You see the vision? The mother and the little... Oops, sorry. The little baby. Oh, it's gonna be adorable. Though it is sticking a bit. There. That is going to be so cute. And these two as well, though this is not going to be a baby. I am going to cut it a bit more in. There you go. And the other side as well. There you go. Okay. That is done being cut out. I have 2 colors left, which I think I'm just going to do one of this and then one of the pink. I might make the pink like really big because it is my favorite color, and of course I'm gonna play a little bit of favorites with it, including the blue a bit. I think maybe we'll see. There's the blue, and now for the pink. I'm gonna try and make it as big as possible, and the other parts that I do cut off, I'm gonna make into smaller ones and see how much I can get out of the pink without taking another sticky note. Okay. You see? Big jellyfish. And of course, these are not looking like jellyfish, but they will when I start adding the little details. Of course, I still need to like stick them on this page or wherever they're gonna go, but we'll see, you know, we'll see. There's that one. I might be able to get like 2 more out of these. Maybe. Possibly. Oh, I was trying to blow off like one of the pieces and both went. Oh, do not bend. Okay, it didn't bend as much. Okay. Oh, that looks still like a jellyfish. I might get one more out of this. Maybe. Possibly. Yeah. One more. I got 4 of that one, which I think is enough because I do not want too much, you know. And that's that, you know, cut out. I might end this live here, and then maybe tomorrow I might do another live, maybe a little bit earlier than this one, or the next day. We'll see. It depends on how tired I am, and right now I am pretty tired. So I'm gonna end this live right here, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and remember to take care of yourself, drink water, rest, and just enjoy your night, day, evening, afternoon, or whatever time it is by you. Remember to take care of yourself. Like I said, rest, drink water. It is very important. You need it to live. And I will see you guys in the next video or live. Wherever, I guess. Bye.